Okay, gather close, everybody. We have actually something really amazing for you. This is what we call the DC Art Academy, where you get to see a real live living artist make art in front of you from the DC line. And I don't think there could be a more timely person for us to bring out today than, not just historically, but last night, two-time Eisner winner, Mitch Gerads. All right? So come on up. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't say this about most people, but I was bragging about you. I said, I don't think there's anybody where I've read the first 30 comics of, and I loved every single one of them. So you know him from Sheriff of Babylon. You know his Batman work as well. And by the way, you can draw whatever you want. So if you want to draw Barda, Batman, you name it, go start strong. Yeah. Well, we know your opinion. That's not fair.
I did one of these last year, and it kind of went over well, where I just do real quick doodles and talk stuff, and I mean, I don't have that Jim Lee superpower where I can sit down and draw an amazing Batman from front to back.
He can do it in any, you know, you give him like whiteouts.
Yeah,
he can do it. He can cut out from black paper, make an amazing Batman.
We'll do Batman.
Yeah,
it'll be amazing.
Now, growing up, Batman was your favorite, or did you have a different favorite character?
Hands down, Batman. I was just talking on a panel yesterday. I think my very first. If I look back in my very first introduction to Batman, is Burger King used to have the these little cups, these white cups, and then there was like a figure that was the handle that kind of grabbed onto it. And I got a Batman and a Darkseid.
Okay.
And the Darkseid scared me as a child.
As it's supposed to. Right, right.
Which
I think
I've told the story to Tom, as we worked on Mr. Miracle.
Those are I found some of those recently in the vault. I'm the librarian archivist at DC, so occasionally weird stuff comes back, and those cups are creepy weird.
Yeah,
they're not like the old Taco Bells or the Welch's where they would do the image on the glass. I mean, they literally are like these cutouts, and their handles are made out of their bodies. It's just bizarro. But so that was your introduction, was in a product? Was him on that? You hadn't seen him in Super Friends or watched the old Adam West show?
Well, I'm sure I'd probably seen him. I had two older brothers who were super into comic books, so I'm sure I saw him.
So you were able to go into somebody's stacks that already existed.
That's my whole origin story.
So it's like the athletes who had an older brother that showed them the way. You just walked into a comic book collection.
Well, they would go off to... They were much older than me, so they would go off to high school, and I wasn't in school at all yet. So I would just sneak into their room and tear through all their books before I could even read.
And do you remember what you had? What was floating around the house?
I know the first thing that like grabbed me was Steve Rude and Mike Barron's Nexus. That was my introduction to superheroes. This guy in the suit and the lightning bolt and the visor, like I was in love.
But it's modern, but it has this really classic.
Yeah, and
it's
then,
Rude, right? Yeah.
You know, that was before I could even read.
Yeah.
So then, as I got older, I've reread it over the years, and like it's such a magical book. It's so weird, and it goes this way and that way, and goes serious and humor and
it is this great sense of relief where you find the comic that you read a bunch as a little kid and you're not quite sure if it was cool or not. And you look and you find it had an amazing art team or something. I had a Space 1999 that I remember, this this panels where it's a countdown of 10-9 as Koenig is about to get choked in space. It's John Byrne. You know, it's like, so that's the thing. Everyone starts somewhere. All comics is somebody's first comic, so you just never know.
It's like the old Mattel Hot Wheels. Toth.
Yeah, right. By the way, he's name-checked one of my favorite secret comics in the DC vault. You go and you think, Hot Wheels, how good could this be? It's Alex Toth. It's fantastic. You never thought you would love a Hot Wheels comic like this, but, you know, when the maestro does it, you see. So you were a Kirby guy too, right? I mean,
I mean, I don't think you can do Mr. Miracle and not be a Kirby guy.
Right.
The ghost of Kirby somehow got into our house.
Yeah.
Was constantly looking over my shoulder. In fact, we'll transition. We'll do a Mr. Miracle.
Okay.
What happened? Who wants a Batman?
We're going to put him up there.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, you hang on. Let's go. There's more coming.
Yeah.
Because we have, you remember. Now, can you honestly tell us what your costume is and what your...
Oh, thank you.
You know who you are?
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, you are
Yeah.
Lightning Lad. Very well. Okay, good. Yes.
Yeah,
I know.
that's a good lightning lad.
Yeah. Oh, those help you fly. Those are awesome. So what's the key to when you first had to get into Mr. Miracle about how do you approach drawing him?
Yeah, so Mr. Miracle for me too is another weird thing. Like I always feel weird when I do interviews and people ask me like, "Oh, what are your dream books at DC?" Because it feels like marketing.
Yeah, right.
Because.
But what are your dream books here?
Yeah.
At DC? No, right.
Well, no. So my literal dream books. I my three like when originally asked, my top three was Batman,
right,
Mr. Miracle, which confuses people because and Wally West Flash. And I've got to do all three as like my first three DC things.
Right.
So I've been very blessed in that.
Maybe that's why I've enjoyed them all, because there's passion and love for the characters. But you know, each one of those has a very different build.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. No. So I like I said, I grew up with those older brothers, and the Marshall Rogers, Mr. Miracles were around, and that was my introduction to Mr. Miracle was Marshall Rogers.
Yeah.
And then from there, loving the character and stuff, then I got the old black and white newsprint reprint of the
because the very first trade we did was all black and white.
Yeah.
Why? The color's so good.
Yeah. And I think the one I had didn't even go all the way to 18.
No, it doesn't. It's off early. Right. But it's just all you need is like one panel of Kirby, a splash panel anywhere, and you have a couple within the book, and all of a sudden the most crazy creative idea you've ever seen, some device, some animal or something is coming out to you, and you're like, wow, you did it again. Okay. Yeah. I had a Commandy. That was how it all started for me. A guy tossed me a Commandy comic, said, "Here, it's Kirby. You'll be okay." And it changed everything for me.
In the Indigo Ballroom at the Hilton Bay.
It's a happy Scott. The last time I saw him in your book, he wasn't doing that good.
No, it's funny. So people come up and they want a little doodle on everything, and I always do my little Mr. Miracle. This is actually more even. I'll show you what I normally do, which it's like the Teen Titans Go version of Mr. Miracle, which we have a pretty heavy themed book.
We had Art and Franco over here. They were doing the Teen Titans version of that. So, and actually, I'm glad you mentioned Marshall Rogers, because he came up earlier. We were talking with Kelly Jones, and we were just bowing down to Marshall Rogers and making sure that everyone read the Steve Englehart Marshall Rogers.
My new Comic-Con regret is I was not here for that.
He's a lovely man. So yeah. But apparently, I'll tell you this story off stage. Well, I'll tell it to everyone. He had a sample go right in front of Marshall Rogers, didn't realize his sample was being looked at him, freaked out, and then Marshall Rogers called him inside and told him, "You're going to be a great Batman artist." So talk about the baton being tossed down from one to another.
No kidding. But Marshall Rogers, Batman, holy cow, I mean, he drew the figures great, but Marshall Rogers, his Gotham is mind-blowing.
Right. And it has both new and old to it. It has all the old touches of the Dick Sprang craziness, but it has a grittiness that's original and new. By the way, an artist is something you should always look up, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know the magic of Alex Toth until I heard 5 or 6 of my favorite artists all mention that he is the master. And then you go to the source and go, "Oh yeah, no, I see it. I see exactly what you're talking about," and you get converted.
Exactly.
So this is the even more happy, more joyous.
This is people bring our trade to our table, which is this MA-rated Mr. Miracle book that deals with
and
anxiety and suicide and depression and fatherhood and all these big heavy themes, and this is what you get in your book. I'll do a little.
I don't think he's ever been that happy. That's the happiest one I've ever seen.
Little T-Swift reference for people.
Aww. Okay, so that one has to go to you, Lightning Lad. Come here. All right. Can I ask for one more?
Yeah,
Barda?
Of course.
I want to see Barda.
Barda. All right.
Because if you don't know, the female Furies are the baddest fighting force in the world, and there is almost no cooler person out there than Barda.
I know the title of our book is Mr. Miracle, but by far the hero of the book is Barda.
Oh, no, she shines. She shines all the way through.
The best.
Yeah. All right, that's a deep inside baseball thing. I'm going to give this Miracle one. We have one sketch sitting right here. Do you know who Jack Kirby based his physical model of Big Barda on? What actress? This is a tough one. We had ones where they couldn't get the Robin was named for Robin Hood.
I don't know if I know the answer to this.
Well,
I know the
emotional
part.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be Roz Kirby, right?
Yeah.
The real Barda, and a true villain there. Anybody? Last chance? All right, then I get to keep it. No, it's Lonnie Kazan. So there you go. All right, I'm going to give this out to the first person who can tell me another member of the Female Furies not named Barda. Anyone? You can walk off with Eisner Award-winning art right here, and all you have to do is name one other member of the Female Furies. All right, both of you, this is your homework assignment. All of you go home, you read Mr. Miracle again. You also go back and read The Fourth World by Jack Kirby. Oh, look at this. I see, I look away for a minute, and then something beautiful comes up. That's awesome. All right, so I have to go to another question then. There is a character that appears in their Mr. Miracle series, and of course Kirby's, with his name begins with 2 F's, and he might be an allusion to another publisher at another company. Can anyone name the character? Because I'm not allowed legally to say the name of the now deceased great comic book legend that worked and ran another company that's not named DC. But he had a character based on him. Anybody? Yes, he's the world's greatest babysitter. Batman Kills. All right, no. All right, you're going to make me even go deeper. Okay. Okay, so someone said the word Stan Lee, but it's not called Stan Lee in the comic book. Anyone remember? Is it Freaky something? Is it? Is he a man? Is he a Flash man? All right, all we have to do is come. Yes.
Is that Funky Flashman?
You are right, sir. You win. Come over here. Where have you been? Thank you. All right. Yeah.
He's a character of Stan Lee, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course this guy knows.
Legally and officially, we have no comment on that question. So. But yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy. You know, this is Mitch Gerads. This is the guy. Yeah, this is the man. Yeah.
He's the man. He's
Yeah.
the man.
Oh, man. All right. So for the
That's how I got fired from DC Comics.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, so we have Batman Kills Babies. So if you're uncomfortable with that message, don't volunteer. All right, you got a trivia question you want to throw out these guys?
Oh, geez.
Yeah. You didn't know you have to double.
What a character we created in it. What is Scott Free and Big Barda's child's name? It references the creator of both of them.
I know, but I don't want to get another one. I know what it is.
Well, go ahead and give the answer.
Jacob?
There it is.
For Mr. Jacob Kurtzberg. Very
Yep.
good. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to give this to you, but you get to pick one person to give it to.
There you go.
You have the power. Yeah.
Look at that.
Are we doing rep? Are we good? Yeah. All right. I think we're good. And again, an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mitch Gerads. Not one
guys.
Eisner last night, but 2.
2.
And this is, what, 2 years in a row now with the...
Yes, this is number 3.
That's
Clear
amazing.
some shelf space. We
Yeah.
got to move all the Batman black and white statues.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome, bro.
Thank you.